helping us understand the complex nature of accounting. May you bestow in us with knowledge and wisdom in answering the questions during recitations or problem sets. May you also fill our hearts with generosity and consideration in sharing what we know with the class, especially with our dear classmates. Please watch over our professor, our class, and our families. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Echeverria, for the opening prayer. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
Miss.
Miss. Good afternoon, Miss.
Good
Afternoon,
afternoon,
Miss.
Miss.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Can we have are we done with the payroll na
We're
report?
done na sa reporting, Miss. Sa presentation, Miss.
Okay. Including the open forum?
There were some clusters, Miss, who were not able to raise their questions from Miss.
Okay, so shall we have them now?
Sure. So, if you guys have questions, just please raise your hand so that we could acknowledge you. And don't forget to state your name and your cluster number. Thank you. So yes, Miss Bukog, did you raise your hand?
Hi, I'm MCJ Arbukog from Cluster 5. I have a question, and that is how does Wealth Bank avoid payroll discrepancies before the actual release of the payroll?
Okay, so thank you for that question, MCJ. So with our interview with Sir Virgilio Abarquez, he said that before like the actual release of the payroll, it's the HR staff who informs the employees, no, to check the time ins or hours work that are recorded in the system. And also in cases where the employee forgot to time in or there are errors sometimes, he can inform the HR staff about it and must ask for like approval from his head about the error omitted in the system that could be due to his fault. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Are there any questions pa from other clusters? Yes, Queenie.
Hi, yes, I'm from Cluster 4, and my question is, what is the difference between French benefits and diminished benefits, or like, can you elaborate the difference between the two?
Okay, so that's a very nice question, Queenie, because I discussed about it. So the fringe benefits and the de minimis benefits are both benefits to be enjoyed by the managerial, supervisory, and the rank and file employees. However, there is like a dichotomy between the both of them. So the fringe benefits usually cover major benefits like housing, vehicles, vacations, travels, whereas the de minimis benefits, on the other hand, they cover minor benefits like clothing, uh, laundry, rice, yeah, like the minor benefits. And also for fringe benefits, no, they are usually taxable. And whereas for the de minimis benefits, they are non-taxable as long as they are within the ceiling amount mandated by the tax laws of Are there any? Yes.
Yes, Therese.
Hello. I'm Reyes Diaz from Cluster 5. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so for my question is there a standard number of HR staff which should be maintained in a company?
Thank you for the question, Therese. Um, no, there's no standard number required because different companies have different sizes. So it depends on the size of the company, how many HR staff they will need. But it should be noted that there must be at least one HR staff for every company. Thank you, Therese.
Yes, Mr. Gabon.
Cluster 2. Again, really nice performance really nice presentation last Monday. I have a question lang. So, how should a company ensure that its payroll policies are consistent and transparent? And what should employees be informed of? This is a question has been weighing on my mind for the past few days, so I want an answer lang. Thank you.
Okay, so Joshua, to ensure consistent and transparent payroll policies, the company should communicate clearly to their employees. They must keep them up to date and also make sure that they comply with or they must make sure that it's consistent with the laws and the regulations. Employees should also be informed of their pay rate, their deductions, and the company policies as well on overtime pay, holiday pay, and benefits with any changes documented properly. So this helps to avoid disputes and legal problems that is related to payroll policies.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. And I'm from Cluster 1, by the way. Thank you very much, guys. Great job.
Yes, Mr. Agipo.
Hello, I'm Lando Nagipo from Cluster 3. So my question is if ever there will be problems that will occur like payroll discrepancies, how will the HR manage it? That is all.
Okay,
Thank
so
you for that question. Okay, and I will answer that.
To answer your question, if there will be problems with the payroll, so the HR department will have to cancel the payroll, and there will be a process to undertake, and must notify the affected employees and send a payroll processing error letter. Also, it is important to be transparent about what the department is doing to fix the error and prevent it from happening again.
I
Thank
just want
you.
to add that answer. So, if ever there are payroll discrepancies that will happen after the release of payroll, what the management will do, or specifically the HR department, they will of course I'm sorry, they will release the missing or the deficient amount in the next payroll release. So they won't release the payroll on the day that they discovered the deficiency, but rather they will add it or they will deduct it in the next payroll release.
So are there still any other questions?
Are there any other questions?
Has all the non-reporting clusters naka-ask na silang questions?
So far, yes, Miss. Cluster 1, Cluster 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, they already asked.
Okay. So thank you very much, payroll cluster, for a job well done. Thank you for the valued information you have given us for about your report. Okay, so let's give them a round of applause, class. Okay, so now we will take up the exercises and the problem that was assigned to you. So mag-share screen sa ko, ha? Can you see my screen na?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, for exercise 8-1. So the SSS contribution here does not include yet the WISP. So when we say WISP, that refers to the Workers' Investment and Savings Program, which is a compulsory provident fund program where the contribution to the regular program under the monthly salary credit exceed 20,000 pesos. And this was implemented in January of 2021 up to the present. So if you look at the 2023 SSS contribution table, it was the WISP contributed by the employee and employer is presented in a separate column. Hence, that should be your clue that you shall report separately the WISP contribution from the SSS contribution, as the since the SSS contribution or the SSS premiums contributed by the employee and the employer is part of the regular fund program of SSS to its members. That's why it should be reported separately, since WISP was just recently implemented. So you cannot just combine the SSS premium contribution to WISP, so that if a member has contributed for 1 year pa lang sa WISP, upon retirement, only 60% of that will be given back to the employee. So the employee gets the WISP contribution of both employee and employer equivalent to 60% if he has only contributed for 1 year. But if he has contributed for 2 years already, the said WISP, then 70% of that will be given back to him at the time of retirement. If he has been contributing for the past 3 years, then 80% of that will be given back upon his retirement. If he has been contributing for the past 4 years, then 90% of that will be given back to him upon his retirement. But if the employee has been contributing for the past 5 years or more for the WISP, then 100% of that will be given back to him upon his retirement. That is precisely the reason why it should be reported separately. That's why in the table, you see a separate column for WISP contributed by employee, another column for the WSP contribution of the employer. So this table for SSS contribution in exercise 8-1 is understood to be excluding the WISP. So you locate the amount of the monthly salary in the table and find out how much is the SSS premiums to be contributed by employee and employer, including the ECC that is paid by the employer only. So in case number 1, with a monthly salary of 35,250, the SSS contribution of the employee is 900, while that of the company is 1,900. So ECC is 30 pesos in that case. For case number 2, if the monthly salary is 15,000, the employee contributes 675, while the company contributes 1,425 and ECC of 30. In case number 3, with a monthly salary of 23,400, the employee contributes 900 pesos, while the employer contributes 1,900 pesos with ECC of 30. In number 4, with a monthly salary of 11,700, employee contributes 517.5, while the employer contributes 1,092.5. Then ECC is 10. In number 5, with a monthly salary of 53,400, the employee contributes 900 pesos, while the employer contributes 1,900 and paid 30 pesos for ECC. In case number 6, with a monthly salary of 18,450, the employee contributes 832.5, while the employer contributes 1,757.5 and 30 pesos for ECC. In number 7, with a monthly salary of 68,670, the employee contributes 900, while the company contributes 1,900 and 30 pesos for ECC. In case number 8, with a monthly salary of 7,200, the employee contributes 315, while the company contributes 665 with ECC of 10 pesos. In case number 9, the monthly salary of 33,750 will have the employee's contribution at 900 and employer's contribution of 1,900 plus the 30 pesos for ECC. In case number 10, with a monthly salary of 81,450, the employee contributes 900 pesos for the SSS premiums, and the employer contributes 1,900 and ECC of 30 pesos. So is that understood? Were you able to get that amount of contribution ni employee and employer? Are there any questions? Can I be heard?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. For the PhilHealth contribution, uh, assuming that the given monthly salary is their monthly basic salary. So multiply that amount by 4% instead of 4.5%. Since President BBM made a presidential declaration that the 4.5% will have to be deferred, and also uh, use the previous rate of 4% this year, so that in order to have an equal contribution by both employee and employer, you have to divide it by 2. So like in case number 1, if the monthly basic salary is 35,250 times 4%, then divide it by 2. So you will get 705 pesos contributed by employee and employer. So they have equal amounts contributed for PhilHealth. Okay, you do the same thing for case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, and case 6. Case 6 and 7. But in number 8, the monthly basic salary is 7,200. So if you look at the PhilHealth table, if the basic salary or MBS is 10,000 or less, the minimum PhilHealth contribution required is 400 pesos. But the maximum contribution is 3,200 if the monthly basic salary is 80,000 pesos or above. So in case number 8, the monthly basic salary is below 10,000. So if you multiply 10,000 by 4%, you will get 400, isn't it? So divide the 400 by 2. So employee contributes 200 pesos while the employer contributes another 200 pesos, remitting a total of 400 pesos to the PhilHealth office. In case number 9, we multiplied the MBS, monthly basic salary of 33,750, by 4%, then divide it by 2, and you will get the 675 pesos. But in number 10, since the monthly basic salary exceeded the ceiling of 80,000, so 4% of 80,000 is only 3,200. That's the maximum PhilHealth contribution that a member can give to a PhilHealth office. So 3,200 divided by 2 equals 1,600. So employee contributes 1,600. Another 1,600 is contributed by the employer. So is that understood?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, for the Pag-ibig contribution, the ceiling or the upper limit is 5,000 pesos for purposes of determining how much will be the maximum amount to be contributed to Home Development Mutual Fund or HDMF. So, according to the latest contribution rate for the Pag-ibig Fund, okay, it would be for a monthly salary of 1,000 pesos to 1,499, 1% will be contributed by the employee and 2% will be contributed by the employer. If the monthly salary is 1,500 to 4,999, both employee and employer will contribute 2% of that salary bracket, of that amount of salary. But if the salary is 5,000 pesos or more, then for purposes of computing their contribution to the Pag-ibig Fund, 3% of the ceiling, which is 5,000, is 150. Since the given monthly salary exceeded 5,000 pesos in all the 10 independent cases, that is why the 5,000 nga ceiling is multiplied by 3% and you will have 150 pesos as the amount to be contributed by employee and employer. So, were you able to get this answer completely? Are there any questions? So let us now take up the second exercise. I forgot to tell you that the one under the column December 24, that should have been identified as December 23 because in the 2023 calendar, December 23 falls on a Saturday, while December 24 is it falls on Sunday, which is considered a rest day, while Monday, December 25, is a regular holiday. So if you look at page 260 of your book, okay, the regular holiday is defined as a holiday whether or not announced by the government and have a fixed date. So, except on Sunday, other dates marked red on the calendar are considered regular holiday, except Sunday. So, they need not be officially declared every year since there's no change with regards to the regular holiday as they are fixed already in the calendar. So the employees are entitled to compensation for regular holidays and rest days, whether they render service or not. So to be entitled to his daily basic wage for any unworked regular holiday, the employee must be present. So this is the condition in order that an employee will be given his daily wage even if he does not work on a regular holiday or is on official leave of absence with pay on the workday immediately preceding the holiday. So in other words, if the condition is met, the employee is entitled to receive his daily wage of 404 pesos for this second exercise. If he was absent or on leave without pay on the last working day prior to the regular holiday, then no daily wage is given to him on a regular holiday if he doesn't work. But if he works but failed to meet the condition, he will get paid based on the number of hours worked on that regular holiday. But the other wage good for one day is not given to him, so dili na madouble ang pay nga iyang madawat on a regular working on a regular holiday, since the condition was not met, he was absent or nag-awol without pay during the last working day prior to the regular holiday.
Excuse me, miss. I don't think your slides are moving, miss.
Because I don't also intend to share it with you yet. I still have some other things to do. I want you to redo your computation.
Okay, miss. Thank you, miss.
Okay. So if the employee is on leave of absence without pay on the day before the regular holiday, he or she may not be paid the required holiday pay. Where the day immediately preceding the holiday is a non-working day or the scheduled rest day of the employee, he shall not be deemed to be on leave of absence on that day, in which case he shall be entitled to the holiday pay if he worked on the day immediately preceding the non-working day or the rest day. So if an employee has neither regular work days nor regular rest days, an additional compensation of at least 30% of his regular wage for work performed on Sundays and holidays shall be paid. Since we assume here that Sunday is generally a rest day. Okay, so I want you to go back to exercise 8-2 and redo your computation, since we consider December 23 as the last working day before the regular holiday. December 24 falls on a Sunday this year, so it is a rest day, which is a non-working day. However, the conditions explicitly stated under the column December 24 that should be applicable to December 23. So please change the date in that column. Change December 24 to December 23. Since December 23 falls on a Saturday, which is their last working day prior to the regular holiday. So like in case A, ni work siya sa December 23, so na-meet ang condition, therefore, give the employee his daily wage of 404 since he was able to meet the condition. But he was not able or he did not work on December 25, which is a regular holiday. Therefore, no pay, there is no corresponding pay given to him on December 25 for no work done. But because na meet man ang condition, he is entitled to receive his daily wage of 404. Therefore, the total pay on December 25 is 404. For case B, absent siya sa December 23 and he did not work also on December 25. So kay absent man siya on the last working day before the regular holiday, he is not entitled to the daily wage of 404. Nya wala sad siya ni work on the regular holiday, so no pay for that. For we follow the principle of no work, no pay. Hence, 0 ang pay on December 25. Sa case C, ni-work siya sa December 23, but worked for 4 hours or half day on December 25. So how much does he get on December 25? Nag-work man siya sa December 23, so na-meet niya ang condition, so entitled siya for 404 pesos. Ni-work man siya half day on December 25, good for 4 hours, and 1/2 of 404 is 202. Therefore, how much will be the total pay on December 25 for case C? Are you listening? Shall we end our session now? Okay, if you don't want this class, then let's end this session.